People of chaos, a message has just been intercepted from the planet Earth, located on the far side of the galaxy. This may be just the program we need to introduce order into chaos before it's too late. Prepare for receiving message. Message tracked to Japan, east sector of planet, northern hemisphere. Immediate reconnaissance requested. Repeat, immediate reconnaissance requested. Purpose of mission. 1. Investigate meaning of 5S. 2. Study practical examples of 5S in action. 3. Report back in detail. The RPHP and ID5S robots will provide assistance and record all data. Good luck. May the power of improvement be with you.
Back to Earth again. But where are we? This isn't a factory.
No, it's a library designed so you can find whatever you want to read immediately.
You see, humans still use books, not just CDs. They catalogue each one according to type and content, so you don't have to waste any time hunting for what you want. A library is a good model of a proper system of organization.
I see. But I wonder if we can find anything like that in the workplace.
We certainly can. Not quite the same, but based on the same principles. For example, if the tools and equipment that we use regularly are stored functionally in the workplace, it's possible to save a great deal of time searching for things. That means that work will be greatly facilitated and speeded up, and the workplace will also become much safer. However, we often use the word organize without really thinking much about what it really means. When it comes to the point of having to organize things properly, it turns out to be not quite as easy as we thought. As you'd expect, there are certain rules and methods needed for proper implementation of the organizing step in the 5S program.
Question 1. What is the purpose of organizing?
So what can this factory teach us? Let's go inside and see. Ooh, freezing.
This is a cold warehouse used for the storage of pharmaceutical products. The temperature is kept at a constant 8 degrees centigrade.
8 degrees? Too cold. I'm going.
No, you mustn't forget why we're here.
Okay. Well, what's over here? Wow, look at this. Shelves that move all by themselves. Oh.
They want to use limited space efficiently. Mobile shelves save space.
what are these numbers for?
They must be identification numbers. Which row, which section, which shelf. Let's ask someone in charge.
製品が決められた番地にありますので
You're right about the numbers. Every product has its own address. So, just by glancing at the worksheet, anybody can see at once just where they have to go to find what they want. There's no waste of time or effort. It's a very convenient system.
It's just like each product has its apartment number, street number, and zip code. There are numbers for each section in each row and on every shelf. So it's like books in a library or finding your seat in a theater.
This is what organizing is all about. A place for everything and everything in its place. Clearly marked, easy to understand, and easy to find. We need to know at all times what is kept where. In other words, the purpose of organizing is functional storage to increase efficiency.
So now we have the answer to question 1. Functional storage to increase efficiency. Input completed.
So you can eliminate search time. But what are the most important things to do, I wonder?
On to question 2. What are the main points about organizing?
The 3 main points about organizing are 1. Fixing storage places. 2. Workplace, product, storage of jigs and tools, no wasted space. And 3. Matching the production flow. The first point is the fixing of storage places. This means finding the most effective layout, fixing the position for every item, and clearly labeling the whole system. This will make it possible for anyone at any time to find items at a glance and take out the required quantity.
Hold it! I've heard something like this before. Oh, we learned about this in clearing up.
Yes, fixing what should be stored is an important part of clearing up too.
So what's the difference between fixing storage in organizing and in clearing up?
They both deal with the setting up of a storage system, but the clearing up stage ends when the items to be stored have been fixed. That's where organizing begins. Unless all unnecessary items have been eliminated by fully implementing clearing up, you cannot proceed with effective organizing.
The first answer to question 2. Fix storage places. Organizing takes over where clearing up stops.
The second point is to make all products, storage of jigs and tools, and the workplace itself as convenient for working as possible, with no wasted space and no wasted time. Avoiding waste of time spent searching is of course a vital part of organizing. But no less important is to avoid the waste of time spent fetching things. Even if your storage system seems well arranged, it will never be perfect if the storage places are far from the workplace and a lot of time is needed to carry things to and fro. The ideal solution is convenient storage organized in a way which reduces transportation time and saves space. In other words, we need to think about ergonomics. For example, in a one-person workplace, any item in regular use should be located within 1 meter of the worker's position. An excellent example of this is the ergonomic design of a car cockpit. Every knob, switch and lever is within easy reach of the driver. In the factory, through careful thought about frequency and method of use of all necessary items, a fully ergonomic layout will automatically develop.
Second answer to question 2. Avoid wasting space. Think ergonomics.
But there's got to be more to it than that. What about production? How about that?
In the case of I-line production, the storage of all tools in regular use is determined naturally according to the type of work done at each point on the line. In short, organization of every item in the factory depends on the flow of production. Of course, parts should be kept as close to operators as possible. Shared items which cannot be stored in one place are best stored on a mobile wagon to improve the production flow. In line assembly production like this, one good idea is to have the parts moving along to keep pace with the movement of the main part being assembled, in this case a car chassis. In this way, unnecessary movement of workers is eliminated and work efficiency increases dramatically. This also reduces assembly errors and leads to greater productivity.
Third answer to question 2. Match the flow of production. Summary of 3 main points about organizing. Fix storage. No wasted space. Match production flow.
Time for question 3. How do we organize efficiently?
Well, the best way is to start with small places and gradually enlarge the scope of the organizing to encompass bigger and bigger areas of the workplace. What do you think are the 3 basic steps?
Each machine. Each line. And the whole factory.
That's right. And as you proceed through each of these steps, there is a basic order to follow. 1. Select a model machine, line or factory. 2. Do time and motion studies. 3. Organize and look for improvements. 4. Check effects. And 5. Produce standards. As with all other 5S activities, the best place to start is with a model facility or a model workplace. Through successful completion of 5S in one small area, the further spread of 5S around the factory will be more efficient based on that model experience. Choose as a workplace one that uses a lot of different jigs and tools and processes a large number of products. That's where good organization is needed. Before implementation, it's important to analyze the existing situation. This involves a detailed check of just how people, products, and jigs and tools move within the workplace. In other words, time and motion studies. How far do workers have to walk to fetch a particular part? How long do they spend looking for it? And how many parts are used per hour on average? This research should be quantified to provide data for improvement. Of course, any elements that cannot be quantified must also be carefully investigated. The opinions of the operators themselves are vital in the case of elements such as how easily something can be held, or the general appearance of the workplace, which can have a big effect on general morale. Here are some common factors brought up as needing improvement. Storage places are not well defined. Storage places are too far away. Items are not where they should be. Labeling is inadequate, making it difficult to distinguish items. It's difficult to take out items. The items of a set are not kept together. When all the investigation and analysis has been completed, the time comes for proper implementation of organizing. With regard to one machine, everything should have a fixed storage position within easy reach of the operator. All items in the necessary quantities should be stored such that they can easily be grasped. The basic storage zone is between the operator's eye level and knee level. Ideally speaking, the operator should be able to find everything blindfolded. Assembly parts should be laid out in the correct assembly order, and all measuring tools should be kept in order of use. Once the storage places have been fixed, other unnecessary bits and pieces can be easily distinguished and removed. With regard to organizing a complete line, in the case of straight eye lines, the operators have to move according to the flow of production. However, if a U-line is created, the distance the operator has to move can be greatly reduced. U-lines maximize movement of materials, but minimize the movement of people, jigs and tools. The space between machines should be as small as possible to avoid places where unnecessary products might pile up. To avoid flow losses, the ideal process is one product at a time and in only one direction. Any mutual setup tools can be loaded on a trolley. In the case of organizing the whole factory, the important point is to simplify all aspects of the production flow so that anyone can clearly understand what is going on. All the operators need to be able to see the production process, and the supervisors need to be able to see the movements of workers. So any high shelves or other obstructions to a clear view should be removed. The shop floor should be divided into small zones, which are clearly numbered, giving each item its own address. This also improves the smooth flow of items and movements of workers. And once again, the organizing of product and part storage is very important to avoid mistakes and time wastage. It's vital to check that there is no duplication of naming, lettering or numbering, and that nothing has been left without a label. Another basic rule of storage is to clarify quantity and when to order, storage time limits, and also the person responsible. Now a few practical hints. To protect cutting tools from scratches and damage, a wooden storage rack is far better than a metal one. Measuring instruments should be labelled to indicate the time for recalibration. With oil storage, labelling which indicates lubrication cycles should use different colours to avoid mistakes. Tags can be used to indicate whether valves are open or closed. The next step is to check the effects of the organising and all improvements implemented so far. A diagram can be used to demonstrate how the production flow has been changed. Graphs can be used to indicate changes in workers' movements and working hours. The quantity of tools and jigs to hand will also be reduced as organising proceeds, so before and after figures can be compared. Data should also be used to show the reduction in the occurrence of errors during selection of tools or jigs. Of course, beyond such quantifiable items, there will also be a general feeling that the work process has improved in all respects. Once the effects have been carefully considered, it should be possible to draw up standards for organising procedures. These should be divided into three types: for machines, for lines, and for the whole factory.
So when organizing becomes routine, the workplace is cleaner and workers more comfortable. More efficiency, right?
The answer to question 3. Start with small areas and gradually enlarge the scope. Remember basic order.
Question 4. What are the effects of organizing?
Let's take a look now at an example of the storage of V-belts. Anyone who needs a V-belt first looks at the location board. All the V-belt storage places are indicated using colored numbers. Finding what you want is simply a matter of following the numbers. To keep constant track of belt use, each user must fill in the appropriate card. The implementation of a very complete numbering system throughout this plant has had a considerable effect in reducing both workers' movements and working hours.
The first answer to question 4. Increased work efficiency.
This storeroom for pharmaceutical products includes many breakable items and even some which are dangerous. So it's obviously important that stock is stored carefully so that nobody takes out the wrong item. This company has many different test products, and they developed a system to make it much easier to find them. At first, by looking at this diagram, you can find the storage cabinet for the product you want. Then you check the list of products on the door of the cabinet. Each product is indicated by name and the number of its drawer. The correct product can be found every time.
The second answer to question 4. Avoiding mistakes and ensuring safety.
Well, that was interesting. I think we'll be able to organize better in the future. When we get used to our work, it's easy to forget the most important thing, efficiency. We don't realize just how much time we waste simply looking for things. We must have a real desire to keep improving things and take organizing seriously. Then I'm sure our efficiency will increase a lot. The final message is that organizing means studying efficiency. Well, see you!
All data input successfully. Differences between clearing up and organizing clarified.
Clearing up means elimination of unnecessary items. Organizing means implementing functional storage and avoiding waste of time and space.
Mission segment 3 completed. Let's report back.
Welcome back to chaos. Tell us what techniques you have learned this time for bringing order to chaos.